am coming in for my light workers and my healers, my transmuters, my star seeds, all of those. I really, really wholeheartedly feel that healers need healers. I have my own set of readers and my own people that I go to help me transmute my energy. Us readers and things are not perfect. We are not perfect by any means, but I think that we don't get enough readings and attention for all of the work that we're doing on a spiritual level, which can really drain us and take it out of us. So I had already shuffled these cards and I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, so a phone call cut it off. So that is why they are already laid out and pre-shuffled. With that being said, I don't think a lot of people understand what it is like to be a light worker, you know, whatever label you want to give it. People who are working during the day at our human lives, and while we're doing that, we are, you know, transmuting and shifting and being the bringer of a lot of elements to people's lives that we need and they need in order to shift humanity. When we go to sleep, we are not done. We are always working in the ethers. This is very, very draining. I know a lot of light workers who dream extensively and have very vivid dreams. I am just one of them. And we don't get a lot of sleep. You know, we're running on E at this point, and this year has really taken it out of us. This year is the Great Awakening. It is the Great Reset. It is all of those things. So right now we're working triple, quadruple time right now, and it can be, it's really, I know it's taken a toll on me. I've been in a couple places of depression. This very last one, I just couldn't get myself up off the couch. It was the lowest I had been in a really long time, and this year is really forcing me to come up with a new routine, with awakenings within my light body. There are, let me see. So, you know, we're upgrading the Divine Feminine into the 5D, and we're turning this, you know, this matter into spirit along with the Divine Masculine. We're having awakening of the mind, so we're having sudden epiphanies, and we are having revelation type awakenings. We are also having, some people are totally awakening. I know I've seen and been around some people where I'm like, dude, this is your last life for sure. Ego death, all that remains when your ego dies is love, truth, awareness, and presence. That's it. And that's how you're going to know that this is it for you. Realizing the truth about your spiritual path, so an awakening of the soul, being in touch with spirit on a much deeper level is going to be one of the other ones. So glimpses of enlightenment. So again, awakening of the soul. This is what I have written down. So when we awaken to our soul, we get glimpses of enlightenment. They are sometimes short-lived, sometimes they last a little bit longer, but it's about uniting with your spirit guides and your higher self, and you realize your soul mission. But at some point you begin to feel the limitlessness of, you know, creation, of this world, of, you know, the cosmos and everything like that. So there are so many different types of awakening, but also there is crystallization. So when we crystallize, we become finer tuned to be able to use spiritual frequencies in a better capacity in order to do spiritual travel. And spiritual travel is a very vague statement, but it is one that we quite literally are soul traveling, we're astral traveling. This can be telepathy, this can be clairaudience, the travel of messages from spirit coming down to you quicker, and also manifesting things a lot easier. Working in the ethers and in our dreams is something that we constantly do. Let's see, I wrote it down and then I shuffled this deck, and Also, another thing that I recently learned is there is a, I forget what they call it, but it's basically like a wing chakra. So right now, a lot of people's wings are being activated. Now, I've said this in a couple past videos that people's wings were growing, that we're starting to feel those wings. I had an experience the other day where my wings opened up completely and they were stretched out for the first time, and it felt amazing. So there is a chakra there, and it is right in the back of the neck. And so if you're having issues with your throat, it could be directly correlated to the thymus gland, which is what that chakra is about, the throat chakra. But there is another chakra back here for your wings. It could be activating and growing, and so that your wings could be expanding. Typical things: pain within the throat, the shoulders, the back, headaches, things like that around that area. Those are growing pains for those wings. So take that into consideration. Take what resonates with you. I pulled from several different decks, but I'm going to be starting with the Work Your Light deck. And this is what lights you up. 2020 has really taken it out of us. I've spoke to several people, including myself, that are just like depressed. We're trying to find things that really light us up anymore when a lot of things have been changed and taken away from us. The joy has been gone. So the star seed right next to longing for home, belonging, and the original Lightworkers. So this is Minnetonka. I think that's how you pronounce it. I've only met one person that's from that, but I do know that it's directly correlated with dolphins and the ocean, and that beautiful color there, that turquoise and this greenish colors. I have heard that they can see different planets. They have their own moon and things like that on that planet. I do see a mermaid in there too, so you could be very connected with the element of water and the ocean. So what lights you up? Right now we are really longing for home. Earth is kind of a tough place to be in anyways, but right now it's really tough. So try your very best to figure out what lights you up. Try to find things that you can do to pass the time in order to bring you joy. I know that there's a lot of things that I've changed because they all have to be at home now. So instead of going out and doing things, I've brought a lot of that to me. Instead of going out and constantly getting coffees, I make sure that I have my little coffee bar set up with whipped cream and cinnamon and a foam frother and a coffee that I really enjoy. That's my splurge for instead of going out and spending that money on coffees. Getting my nails done is something that I never do anymore. And I just do them myself at home. You can buy all those things online. Whatever it is for you that brings you joy, go ahead and bring it into your home. Your home needs to be your sanctuary right now. It's your safe place. So the pulse of the mother, slow down time and nature and earth pulsing. So I know that right now the whole mask stuff is annoying and hard and things like that, but I'm seeing that you need to go out into nature where there is nobody. That person is laying down in the field alone. You need to be able to be away from the chaos of the world and the opinions of others and the judgments of others. You really need to. Now, with that being said, the pulse of the earth is changing. If we are going to be moving into this new earth, the earth has to change and we have to acclimate to it. So the example that Spirit is showing me is like a grounding cord. So this is a funny thing that they're showing me. So when I bought lamps for my bedroom, I had to wire them and put them together myself. And I was like, oh, like I've never done that. Hopefully I don't burn down the house. Well, there's cords that you connect to, that's going to bring the electricity in to turn on light, and there's a grounding cord. But without that grounding cord, the light doesn't turn on. And it's kind of the same thing with our human bodies. Until we are grounded into that Mother Earth energy, you could get everything that you need downloaded into you, but it isn't going to be able to be activated. So being in nature is very, very important right now. It's at a time where it's nice and cool out. Fall is really, really beautiful in some areas of the United States. So look into that. Really, really take the time to do that, even if you're doing it alone. The child of the cosmos, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. So again, without that grounding cord, that the expressions of spirit can't come out. It's easier when we're grounded. That's why when we're always told to ground and protect before we meditate, it's the same thing. We have to be grounded in order for those messages to be activated so that we can hear them. I must be really talking to some people who are from Mintaka. Seeing potential, bringing unconscious to light. So again, it looks like a lot of us are bringing the unconscious into consciousness so that other people can integrate that as well. A lot of us psychics and light workers can walk into a room and we don't need to give any advice for everyone to acclimate to energy, or other people to upgrade, or other people to feel a deep sense of healing. Sometimes it's just your existence alone that helps people. So it looks like getting in touch with water and nature is going to be very important. I miss the water so much. We were in Washington for about 4 years, and we were surrounded by the ocean, and it was amazing. I could smell the ocean out of one of my apartments. So get in touch with those blue colors. Wear those blue colors. Another thing that they're saying right now is for starseeds and light workers, if color therapy is something that really works well for you, look into, and this is something that I did, I bought those color changing light bulbs with the remote. And like when I'm taking a bath or things like that, I turn on that lamp in my bathroom and it just goes through the colors, or I can turn it on a specific color. But that's what color therapy can do for you. It can highlight chakras, it can do any of those things, and it's while you're in the bathtub. Okay. I choose love no matter what. Oh God, this is a hard one right now. You know, a lot of people think that spiritual teachers are just so peaceful and serene, and we're just passive, and oh, you know, we're just all about love and light. And that's very, very far from the truth. Not everyone is like that. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's who you are. But again, for those who are dealing with the adversity that's screaming in our faces right now while the world is changing and we're trying to speak our truth and people are not listening to that, it can be very hard. It can be really defeating at times. So choose love no matter what. If that involves you leaving people or friends or family or situations or jobs in order to adopt or bring in more love and better environmental factors into your life, do that. Okay, I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. So, mindful moments, going to be very, very important to you. Spirit is showing me a vision board. They're showing me a list being made. Someone may be drawing a list, writing down a list of goals. This room is my office as well as my war room. So this is something that you can adopt for yourself. This is your space. It can be a closet. It can be a room. It can be a corner of your house. It doesn't matter. But I have my goals written down. I have my manifestation list. I have all of my prayers on Post-its, and every morning I visit that. And sometimes it's a little bit every afternoon, but I write down everybody that I want to pray for. I don't care if they are bad people, you still pray for them. I know that sounds cheesy, but unfortunately the people who are the meanest or the cruel or the most lost or the most mentally ill are the people who need prayers the most. So I am not trying to sound, overly religious if that's a trigger for you, but hey, I do magic, I pray, I do manifestation magic, I do affirmations. That's a part of my life. And they're really showing me that maybe that could help some of you guys stay focused and feel like you have a goal in mind, since a lot of our routine, not our normal lives, but our routine has changed. When I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. So love is very, very important, guys. I want you to remember the love. The best way to do that is to connect with spirit and to put yourself in situations and experiences that bring more love into your heart. Okay, so again, I told you I'm going to have to read these. I don't know this deck very well, but I'm getting to know it right now. So practice makes perfect. Okay, this beautiful art. Beautiful. Full spectrum. So I see a Merkaba. I even see skulls on there. I see flowers for the chakras. So color therapy. I see wings. These look like dragonfly wings. We can have all kinds of different wings. But I see a lot of growth. Creating heaven on earth by honoring the perfection of nature's cycles, going beyond the judgment of good and bad, the merging of duality, raw nature, earth wisdom, connecting to ancestors, shadows as the fertile soil for exceptional growth. The way forward is in the whisperings of the land, honoring the full spectrum of life. So I think that we don't honor nature enough anymore, where the world is covered in pavement and asphalt. I think that we worship, as a society, we worship stores and cars and all of these things far more than what we do with nature. So it's about, again, taking that time to honor things, to honor the elements. This is what's going to help you transmute some of the chaos or the toxicity that you might have pulled in. Because again, us healers are sponges, guys. You have to remember to cleanse yourself, whether that is through salt baths, flower remedy through baths. Water is very gentle and cleansing for our emotional body. Bach therapy is also very good. Grounding out in Mother Earth. These are things that are really good. Transmuting with fire and candle magic. And then, I mean, air, making sure you just get outside and breathe right now. We need to breathe. I know that the world is telling us not to breathe, but go outside and breathe. It says, oh, okay. What does heaven on earth look like to you? Do you imagine lush green nature, ancient forests, pristine beaches, crystalline water systems, and all the planet's residents in full health, living in harmony and with each other? And yet nature in its purest, rawest form is a balance of life and death, growth and decomposition, the eaters and the eaten. In one way or another, this is the natural flux of life. We already live in Eden, but our efforts to own and segregate bring us further away from this paradigm. And just to, that word is a huge word right now, segregate. It's coming up. There's different meanings to it, but it definitely is a separation between heaven and earth. From a lot of the information that I've been told, I've read a lot. I'm not the type of person that gets told something and just go ahead and believes it. I really wholeheartedly read books, do my research, do my meditation, watch Gaia Network, watch YouTube. Again, reading books and articles was my main thing when I first started, but I incorporate all of it to come to a unified understanding, a deeper spiritual understanding. So from what I've been told, you know, this is saying we already live in Eden, but I've also been told earth is hell and we have to reach for the heavens, that there is no hell, and ego is our hell, and Christ consciousness is the second awakening and the second coming. So The need to preserve and hold on tightly only stunts our growth and leaves us drowning in a sea of plastic. The real disease on earth, the barrier to Eden, is in our minds. So basically just what I said. Life happens, but it is our perception of good and bad and our black and white judgments that prevent us from seeing the grander truth. When duality becomes one, we will find Shambhala before us. Perhaps we can find inspiration from nature and the animal kingdom. If you don't know what Shambhala is, then you need to research it. But it is a place, it's the inner earth that we have. Those civilizations that are on the inside of the earth. Right. Fire. What did I tell you? There's a lot of elements here. A lot of elements. Definitely water and fire. Air and earth in that one. Okay, so Solaris sublime, duality, creation, kundalini, the rising phoenix, bringing conflict into harmony, intensity, transformation, the incredibleness of being alive, coalescence, and infinite energy. So if it looks like you guys we are the phoenix for this planet. Not everyone is going to wake up. We know that. We know that. And it's sad, but it's true. So this time of transmutation, this rising from the ashes, is motivation, and in the fact that we are very, very powerful beings. Keep that determination. Keep it. I know that it's wearing us down, and I feel like we've been hit by a bus 7 times over. It just says, we live in a dualistic world of light and dark, yin and yang, masculine and feminine. Focusing only on light can my goodness, I can't read. Focusing only on light can repress our shadows. Bringing both sides into balance and being real with our humanness allows us to reach more joy, authenticity, and depth. By accepting and loving all of ourselves as we truly are, we can extend more of this love and have deeper compassion with others. This painting portrays the balance dance of creation. The greater the distance of separation, of duality, the greater density. As the dragons come together, they dissolve into one with all that is. In this place of coalescence, the fusion brings both sides together in oneness, not just as a remerging with the universe, but in an all-chemical process of becoming the empowered creator force we truly are. I find that crazy that we had those 2 cards together and I pulled those 2 from the deck. That says a lot about the earth in itself and what we are transmuting. So if you think about all of these energetic things that are coming through us, we are transmuting other people's fear. We are transmuting other people's anger. We are helping and supporting, and what Spirit is showing me is like being somewhat of a crutch for generational curses being broken. We are the light. And they're even telling me right now that the light, even where you live, where you're placed at. So kind of like when I'm living in an apartment complex, my apartment, my light is needed to be in this complex and in this specific one in order to bring something to the whole of everything. So we don't really realize all of those beautiful things that we are doing. Remember the love and remember the mission. And take care of yourself and regenerate. Okay, so I got this one today. The Lunar Queen, she of the Celestial Crescent. I'm losing my words, so I'm not grounded right now at all. I can't speak when I'm not grounded. That is because, my friends, just like I was telling you, I've done 3 readings before this, and I still have some emails to catch up on, some email readings. So again, today is going to be one of those days where at the end of the day, I really try to ground. There is a deep feminine wisdom that recognizes the importance of cycles of rest and replenishment as essential balancing to our actions of power and demonstration. You are asked to allow this replenishment for yourself now, trusting that you are in a cycle of creation that is about to shift into a new phase. Release and enjoy the process without having control or force it. So what did I just say? This day is going to need to end with a lot of love and replenishing. Color therapy is something that I use. Again, it's coming up for you. And the portal of light, I've been hearing so much talk about these portals that are opening. She glides on wings through time and space. I'm not a huge person that likes to just willy-nilly through the freaking universe. Some people are, and there's nothing wrong with that. You do you. But I just know that I'm not bringing anything back with me, and I'm not going to take that risk. It is only the physical reality that is bound by time and space. You are being conscious on levels beyond the physical world. You are guided to work with your healing powers beyond the confines of time and space, and to allow your sense of self to expand. It is safe for you to do this now. You will not become ungrounded through such spiritual growth. You are leaving your earthly awareness. You are instead adding to it. So you are not leaving your earthly awareness. You are instead adding to it. Growing in power and awareness. Breakthrough insights. In this light beyond time and space, I enter the portal of the divine light and grace. I am free of shackles from this life or another. I surrender old fear to the Divine Mother. I now choose to be free of the past. In the present light of spirit, I now bask. In the portal of light beyond all time, love and light frees me into peace sublime. That's an incantation that you can use with your candle magic. So there's a lot of blessings that are going to be coming to us when we are traveling through space and time. Remember to ground so that you have the capability to be finer tuned in order to do the work, your soul mission, your spirit mission. The things that you're doing on the other side of the veil are very important. But again, because we chose to incarnate as humans, we must ground our energy through these physical bodies to stay safe, to stay whole, to not become extremely depleted or ill. The higher we go up as healers, the more we can attract illness. So staying grounded and taking care of your body is going to keep that from happening. I know that's not something that a lot of gurus and healers teach you. But just like in my Akashic Record Reader video, the higher you go up into the heavens, the more likely you are to develop some type of illness in your body. Our bodies are meat and dense, and we can't handle that. So grounding those energies out constantly is going to help the pain. It's going to help anxiety. It can help DNA changes. It can help alchemizing energies that are no longer good for your best and highest good within your body. Connect with nature, guys. You're doing a lot. And give yourself a freaking pat on the back. We're doing far more than the average person who's just living a human life. And I'm grateful for every single one of you guys. I am grateful that I can help build a community in order to bring like minds into mine. So this is me signing off, and be brave, guys.